The Girl and the Desert of Echoes. In the far reaches of North Africa, where the Sahara stretches like an endless sea of gold, there stood a humble Amazigh village, built from sun-baked clay and ancient traditions. Life had always flowed around the sacred well at the village center. But one season, the water began to fade. Then, trickle. Then, stop. Fear sat heavily on the people's shoulders. Nadra, a young girl with bright, searching eyes, watched the worry deepen in the faces of her elders. She spent her evenings listening to her grandmother, the storyteller of the village, recount tales of the Desert of Echoes, a mystical place where the wind carried the memories and wisdom of generations past. As the well dried, the village whispered of angered spirits, forgotten rituals, and punishment. But Nadra felt something deeper. A pull, like the desert itself, was calling her name. One morning, as the sun rose like a blazing lantern over the dunes, Nadra stepped forward before the elders. She spoke with a calm bravery far beyond her years. "We cannot wait for rescue. I will go into the desert and ask it what it wants." The elders protested. Mothers gasped. Children stared with wide, fearful eyes. But her resolve was unshakable. Her grandmother placed a gentle hand on her shoulder, whispering blessings in the old Amazigh tongue. And so Nadra walked into the Sahara alone. The desert welcomed her with blistering heat and shifting winds. By dusk, a fennec fox appeared, its ears sharp and its eyes glowing like embers. It circled her feet and then trotted ahead. Nadra followed, sensing the desert had sent her a guide. Through towering dunes and long nights under cold, starlit skies, she journeyed. She faced illusions that shimmered like truth, water that disappeared when she touched it, voices that called her name from empty spaces, shadows that moved with purpose. Still, she pressed on. At last, she reached a deep bowl-shaped valley, the Desert of Echoes. The air vibrated. The wind did not simply blow. It spoke. Nadra knelt, eyes closed, listening as the desert's layered voices swirled around her. Then came the message, carried on a solemn, rumbling gust. "Your people have forgotten gratitude. Restore the songs of thanks, and water will return." Understanding dawned on her like the rising sun. She hurried back to her village, exhausted but determined. Some doubted her. Others feared she had been fooled by but her grandmother stood beside her, unwavering. That evening, the villagers gathered with drums, clapping stones, and voices. Nadra led them in the ancient songs, melodies their ancestors had once sung to honor the land, the sky, and the spirits of the dunes. As they chanted, the ground trembled. The well groaned, and with a sudden surge, water erupted upward in a clear, powerful stream. The village rejoiced. From that day forward, Nadra was no longer seen as a mere child. She was named Keeper of the Echoes, the one who listened when the desert called and brought life back to her people.